Hello English 10, Ms. Long here. This is the video that we're using to wrap up Unit 7 on A Raisin in the Sun. You've read the play, and you've had a chance to think about some of the many different intriguing ideas in it, and this is your chance to develop your thoughts about the theme of the play. And that would be the underlying message, the universal message that we take away, the reason that we read in the first place. So let me walk you through this session. These are the assignments you're going to be looking at with a schedule down below. Many of you have finished up your PARCC testing, but I still want to keep it a little bit lighter than normal. So you'll see once again there's an optional work ethic at the beginning, 2 different options for that, and an optional weekly journal. So I figure you've got enough writing, you don't have to do it, but I know some of you are trying to catch up from earlier and you need more points in your grade, and some of you just flat out enjoy the writing. So this is an option for you again this week. And then from there, we will go to a quiz where you could begin with a quiz on Raisin in the Sun. So this quiz is 50 points, and it's got some short answer essay type questions in it. So before you begin, make sure you've got a little bit of time to complete it in one setting. This is not going to be a 5-minute quiz. I'd say probably roughly a half hour. And you'll want to have some of your notes handy, your quotations, your style and inference papers, your conflict writing, your plot chart, some of these things that are going to make the quiz a little bit more manageable for you because you'll be finding evidence from the play to support some short answers. Once you've finished that, turn your attention to identifying the theme. And this is going to be critical for writing your essay about what the theme or message of this play is. One thing you want to remember is that the theme is a universal idea. It is not unique to this play. So if you say the theme of the play is that Walter finally gets his dream, that's not the theme, that's the subject. The theme would be something that dreams come true, something that applies to all of us. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that it's a sentence. It's not just the American dream. It's that the American dream can be achieved by those who have determination, or the American dream is often out of reach without collective effort. It's a sentence. That's a thematic statement. Otherwise, it's really kind of the thematic idea or the universal idea. It's not an obscure idea. It should relate to the plot and be founded in the plot. And you'll go through some different looks at the play to try to figure out what that theme is and how it's grounded in the quotations that you have. So when you tie this all together, this is what your assignment is going to look like. Now, a few of you have an alternate assignment this week, and you won't see this page. You will see a slightly different page for your alternate assignment. If you don't see either one of them, let me know, because that means that I messed up somewhere and didn't get your name on a list. So the basic assignment is to write about the theme that you see in A Raisin in the Sun. And you're going to be developing that with support, quotations, key details from the play to prove that your theme really is valid. But you're going to be looking at the character and the style and the figurative language and how these contribute to the way that Lorraine Hansberry communicates what it is that she wants to communicate. This is her treasured prize idea. How does she let you know about that? So you're going to use that support to do that. There are several files here at the bottom you'll want to take advantage of, including a Whopper template where you can develop very strong body paragraphs, the rubric that your paper will be evaluated by, and a couple of examples from last year. And the prompts last year were slightly different, but these are some students who did a good job of using support in their paper. The paper should be in MLA formatting after your inquiry report. This should be old hat to you, but remember that means that you need to have 1-inch margins, double spacing, means that you need to have a works cited page, means that you need to have internal citation. And if all you're doing is writing about one work, and that one work is referenced in your final works cited, you don't need to list Hansberry, page 38, every single time. You just need to list either the page number or the act and line number according to which version you read. But it does need to be in MLA format. Now, at some point, I would like for you to get some peer feedback, but in the interest of moving you through this to get to the essay and knowing that some of you are going to be a little bit off normal schedule because of the testing that still is going on, I've made this particular opportunity for peer editing optional. Again, some of you are trying to make up from discussions earlier in the semester. Some of you really have some better resources at home. You have a parent that works with you, a really good friend that works with you. So I'm going to try to honor that, do a little bit of experiment this time, and make this discussion board optional for peer editing. But if you're someone who really wants to get a lot of feedback, I encourage you to take advantage of it. If you participate, and you participate well, you get the points, and if you don't participate, you won't lose any points. So you really can't lose on this one. But I encourage you to get some feedback on the board. Definitely want you to get feedback from someone as you write your paper. As you revise, these are the things you're going to want to look for, the checklist that you can go through and make sure that you're really hitting all the things that are in the rubric. Then when you're finished, you've got it all formatted, all the MLA is correct, you've provided lots and lots of support, Whopper style paragraphs, then you're going to be turning this in directly to Turnitin. I've disabled the Dropbox on this. You won't be able to upload it to Schoology. I want you to go directly to Turnitin and turn it in there. And that's so that I don't have to chase anybody down later to say, please turn it in, and then you get a delay on when you get your papers back. So that's something to watch for. And that will wrap up our session, and that will wrap up our unit. Our final unit that's remaining is on short stories, and my experience is that most of you are going to like that. You enjoy writing creatively, and by this time in your school careers, 10th grade, you don't get as many opportunities for that. So finish up this unit, do a good job on this final essay, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week with our short stories. Have a good week.